curse. Apparently he was surprised and he had no knowledge of curses or hauntings while he was painting the piece. Indeed, he commented that the item the doll is holding is simply a battery and some wiring.
Great
Quite
spot,
clearly
man.
edited it, and he based it on a photo of himself as a young child. Bill did admit that when it was first displayed,
Just think how hilarious and
the
cheap it would
gallery
be.
owner and an art critic who reviewed it.
No, come back in.
Well, she's.
Pretty sure
That's right.
he's
Yeah,
familiar.
just-
Less than a year
He's
later,
familiar with
what do
this
you think
spot.
now? Coincidence or curse? Number 4, Dead Man's Chair. Otherwise known as the Busby's Stoop Chair, this old chair made of oak is supposedly haunted by the murderer who owned it, Thomas Busby. A well-known gambler and drunkard, Thomas Busby led a
The
scoundrel
cheekbones hurt really
Wait,
hard.
LT, are you it?
Ah!
goal to take him away from the
LT, are you it?
So sorry.
Hello and welcome. Indeed, he commented that the item the doll is holding is simply a battery and
You
some
can't
wiring.
LT, are you it?
Look at it, and he based it on a photo of himself as a young child. Bill
Okay,
did
good,
admit that
'cause-
when it was first displayed in the 1970s, the gallery owner and an art critic
This
who
is very
reviewed it
spot.
both died less than a year later. What do you think now? Coincidence or curse?
Yeah,
Number
So
4,
why would they die?
Dead Man's Chair.
Ah.
Otherwise known as the Busby's Stoop Chair, this old chair made of oak is supposedly haunted by the murderer who owned it, Thomas Busby. A well-known gambler and drunkard, Thomas Busby led a scoundrel's life in Yorkshire, England, until 1702 when he murdered his father-in-law.
Oh,
We don't know the full
God.
story of why
Oh,
he did this,
God.
but he was arrested for his crime, and during his trial he was sentenced to be hanged as punishment. His dead body was displayed on a gibbet by a crossroads, where the Busby Stoop Inn was then built later on, before it closed in 2012. The inn was named after the stoop he was hung from. The area is said to be haunted by the ghost of Thomas Busby, but
I
one
don't-
particular
if-
chair in
Wait,
the
hold
inn.
up. Why do you have that? If people get, sad and depressed, they might just come up the stairs and go up there. Who cares? They don't care. They're just like,
Chill spot now.
So why would
Became
you
feared by its
just get rid of
patrons.
the thing?
During the war, pilots who were in the area deemed the chair
Ah, you
unlucky,
don't.
though we don't know for
stay
what
on the
reason.
side.
And by the 1970s, there were some accidents,
I don't
mostly
believe in
fatal,
those.
that were linked to
I
the
don't
chair
even
as
put
well.
it behind.
The
Me,
landlord of the
whoa.
inn became so concerned that he requested that a local museum.
Yeah, I saw him.
first
Oh, I see him. I
museum
see him. I see him.
take the chair
I
from
see
the
him.
inn.
Would you
In
guys stop yelling?
1978, the museum agreed and has
Please.
displayed the supposedly cursed chair ever since.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's
you.
behind me
Such
today.
This
dumb.
chair as well
Drop
was hung on a wall to
Here's
prevent anyone
Louie.
sitting in
I'm
it.
just here.
Perhaps
Here's
preventing
Sid.
Oh God! Oh God! Run!
Hi, Louie. Oh, balls. Hi, Louie.
Number 3.
He would have seen us. He would have seen us. All he had to do was look
Why you
up.
gotta
Another scary
like
painting.
that?
I'm leaving.
Painted by the Italian Bruno Amadio, who was
Louis,
sometimes
shut
known
the
as Giovanni
H up.
Bergolin. This portrait of a crying
Shut
boy
the
was
Yeah,
one
I
of
know.
several
Look at
variations
Drops
on the
behind
same
me.
Oh,
theme.
he's
In the
crying.
1950s, and
You're crying. Don't cry at my house, baby.
UK.
Ha.
Not always known as the most reliable source, but a source
Yeah, but
nonetheless.
you didn't
It
get
was
us.
printed
That's
in
the problem.
1985 in the British newspaper The
1985.
Sun that the painting was Jinx. Apparently, a fireman was interviewed saying that amongst the burned ruins of
We're
houses
in the
that he had
map.
visited that had caught fire, he and his
Oh, man,
fire
we're
crew
close
would
to the
often
map.
find an undamaged copy of the painting. This happened frequently,
I hear-
and the
hear-
Sun and other
Would you
tabloids
stop?
reported on other
Or not?
houses with the same occurrence. Within 2 months,
Crying boy
so many
cursed
people
like
knew
again.
I
about
saw
the
him. He
supposedly
passed
haunted
right by a
painting that
pig.
bonfires were being organised to destroy people's copies of it. No one knows why this painting would be haunted, but a
Right.
British radio production did a
I
little
can
research
see him.
into it and tested it in house fire situations.
I can see him.
It
I
was
can see him
discovered
right
that
now.
each painting's print
Oh God! You're breaking glass.
repelling
That's not
substance,
fair.
meaning that it
That's
would
not
be
fair.
protected for
That's
a
not
time.
fair. You broke
The string
glass
that
to hit
held the
me.
picture to the
I'm
wall
not even
would
on
come
fire, so
first,
technically
causing
you
it to
didn't get
fall
me.
face down on the floor, so it would remain protected throughout the blazing fire. This is a good point,
You have to
but it's
hit me
not
with the
entirely
secret
convincing,
stick.
however, and it didn't explain why it only seemed to be this painting
Oh,
that
now
always
he got
survived
me.
each fire
He
when
got me.
no
That
others
was
did.
that. Okay, can I have my hiding
Knows
stick
who
back?
or
Do you have
what,
it?
if anything, haunts this painting. The
Did you
picture
get it?
itself certainly makes me quite
Oh
uncomfortable.
yeah, me and LT
anyway.
were hiding between
Yeah, like
there
so.
and then back, and then we found my way. I found my way up to the roof. I'm like,
The Hope Diamond.
Number 2.
Dubbed the most famous diamond in the world,
last I
the
seen
diamond
it
is
was
owned by the
10
Smithsonian Museum,
minutes.
kept on display in the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. in the USA.
Yeah.
Wait.
Worth around
Come here.
$250,000, it's also famously rumored to be cursed or haunted.
No one's ever in here, come on.
Surrounding this claim. The reputation of the Hope Diamond is that it brings bad luck and tragic death to its owner.
Okay,
or
I feel
One
like
story goes that the diamond's origin was
going
actually
around
stolen
the
from
map
the eye
and
socket of a
stay on
Hindu
the outer
goddess.
rim.
Oh,
The
she's
angry goddess herself
fine.
cursed the stolen object to affect the
Oh,
You're
fate
so
of
fun, man.
everyone who
You're
crossed its
skinny
path.
like me.
It kind of reminds me a bit of the
You're
You're
first
skinny like,
Tutankhamun, which
skinny
is
girl in the
also
world.
likely a fabricated
They
image.
barely eat anything, so
In the early 1900s,
like
a
literally
Washington
the
Post
skinny girl in the
article,
world.
followed by several
Skinny
others,
woman.
including the New York Times,
My name's
began
Sarah.
describing the curse, where it came from, and a list of alleged owners who had tragic and unfortunate deaths after becoming the owner of the seized.
Yeah, I know you said.
Did you see
One
episode
committed
7 yet?
suicide, one was killed by Russian revolutionists, one was
What
murdered
happened?
by her lover, one was
I just seen it yesterday.
Times began describing
What?
the curse, where it came from, and a list of alleged owners who had tragic and unfortunate deaths
Okay.
after becoming the owner of the
He's
sinister
definitely
jewel
not
or
on the
wearing
roof because
it.
we would have spotted.
One committed
Spotted it
suicide,
right now.
one was killed by Russian revolutionists,
Wait,
one was
wait.
murdered by her
Okay,
lover, one was thrown with his family to their deaths from a high place, one was imprisoned and tortured, one was hanged
LT,
by a
what
mob,
would you
another was
consider
hanged, there was
leaving the
one torn
map if
apart
you
by
were in
wild
Savannah?
dogs, one
Like,
was jilted,
would you
one
see the
died
top
a
of the
ruined
hill
man,
and kind
one
of
was
around
ripped
there?
apart by a mob, one thief committed suicide,
Just
and another
imagine,
died
like, you
miserable
could-
and alone. Oh, quite the list of tragedies, but
One
it's a bit
died
vague in
alone
terms of
and one committed
reliability.
suicide.
There were
He's
even
in the
people
water.
who sued the seller of the Hope Diamond, claiming its malevolent influence caused them terribly bad luck.
Why did they get
However, there's a lot of counter-argument saying that these stories were cleverly made up to increase the value of the diamond.
That
That means if you
Gaining
break
lots
it,
of press
oh,
in
you're
the
gonna die.
newspapers and the talk of the people.
You're gonna die.
Certainly, since it's been owned by the Smithsonian since 1958, nothing but good luck has come to the
Look at
museum.
that bear!
Or is the diamond just biding its time to bring terrible financial ruin upon the institution or its employees? Hopefully not.
Hopefully your face. Number 1. This is gonna be the last video
The
that I'm
Dybbuk
gonna
box.
watch.
This one really scares me, and
Yo,
that's why I'm choosing
pieces!
for my number 1. The Dybbuk box is a
Not down
wine
here.
cabinet which is claimed to be haunted by a malevolent spirit capable of haunting and possessing people who come into contact with the box.
That kid looks like he's
I
sad.
see-
He's like,
This evil spirit is restless and known as a Dybbuk. In the 2000s, Kevin Manis put a wine cabinet up for auction on eBay and described its terrifying history in full. Kevin used to collect antiques to refurbish and sell on for a profit and acquired this box in 2003. Apparently, the box had belonged to Havela, a
and
Polish
I
survivor
love
of the Holocaust, who had bought the box in Spain and then
you.
moved to the USA, and her granddaughter was the one who sold it to Kevin,
He knows
letting
where
him
we
know
are.
its
He
origins
knows.
and saying that her family didn't want it, even though it was an heirloom. She told him that a Dybbuk lived inside it, so it was never opened, and it was always kept safe in her grandmother's sewing room. Despite
What?
this chilling warning, Kevin opened
Yeah, why,
the box
why?
and found inside
has to
it
be
2
on top of
coins from the
something.
1920s, a lock of blonde hair and a lock of brown hair, a tiny statue with the Hebrew word shalom engraved upon it, a golden wine goblet, a rosebud, and a sculpted candle holder. Eerie
How did
things
you
to
get
find,
up there?
especially the locks of hair.
We're playing
After
Minecraft.
opening
Check
it,
out their
Kevin
gameplay,
began to
Diamond
have
Scorpion.
terrifying nightmares. The scary thing about this is
We had to
that
meet
anyone staying
because
in
we had
his
to go on
house
Bella
in
Martinez's
possession of
playroom.
the box
Whoa!
had the same nightmares as he did. These nightmares were reported to involve an old hag.
Get the
Anyone
fudge
who
away from
opened
me.
the
He
box
would have been
could
on
smell the smell of cat urine too. The
Ew.
final straw for Kevin
There we
was
go.
That is scary as
There we go.
fuck.
Can someone
Okay,
give
wanna
me
see it
my-
again, guys?
my
Okay.
hiding
not
stick?
sure why, but she had a stroke that same day. One student from Missouri
He was on top of that
only
thing
to
right
set it on
there.
again after his
I had to
hair
go on the
fell out
roof
and
to see
all
him.
the lights in his house burned out.
Okay, can someone
He
give me
wrote
my hiding
blogs
stick
about
now?
this cabinet, and eventually Jason Haxton, the
Please.
museum director,
Ah!
bought it
Oh.
from him as an
He scared me.
Jason
Who's
wrote
got
a
an
book
extra
about his
wooden
I thought he was
experience
the demon
called
guy.
The Dybbuk Box, wherein he describes developing hives,
Right.
coughing up
The
blood,
guy
and
who
strange
made it.
welts
Is it the
all
guy
over
who
his
made it?
body soon
Okay.
after purchasing the box.
Alright.
Wow.
He called upon Jewish rabbis to help him seal the
He's like,
box
I'm
again
gonna-
and
Right,
contain the
one,
Dybbuk once
I
and for all.
mean, you. I
Two.
mean,
The ceremony was
you.
apparently successful,
Three.
and Jason hid the box away for
I have
years, never to reveal its
rum.
location.
5.
This was the premise for the 2012 Sam
6,
Raimi film The Possession, and the
7,
experience of some
Ow!
those who owned the Dybbuk box have
8,
never had a rational explanation given
9,
other than coincidence.
10.
Coincidences
scared
do
me.
definitely
11,
happen, but could Could it have been an evil demon residing inside, causing pain and misery to those it haunted?
14.
And that's it from all top 5s for this week.
Oh.
As I
And
said
that's it for
before,
us this week. I'm just kidding.
specifically about haunted dolls.
Hey guys, see you guys today, guys. I'm gonna make another video. Yeah, so yeah. I'm scared. I don't want to see the videos anymore. That scared me. Hope you guys liked it, and bye.
Remember when you just
I haven't even stopped the video.